Alex, why don't you kick us off, man? So tell me, like overall, give me an outlook on this market as a whole. Where do you see things right now? Where they're headed? Give me a full outlook on what you think is going on.
So, this might be a hot topic to start out with right away, but I think Bitcoin's price is going to double from its previous all-time high. It's April 14th all-time high within the next 30 to 40 days.
Ooh.
And the reason why I say that is I made a video, I think it was last week, just talking about how every time Bitcoin crosses its previous all-time high, it doubles within a span of 10 to 34 days. So 2013, both times that it crossed the previous all-time high, it took 20 days the first time in the first blow off top in April, and then it took 10 days the second time, the blow off top in November. 2017 crossed its all-time high. It took 34 days. This last time in December of 2020, it took 22 days for Bitcoin to cross it, to double its previous all-time high. I think it's going to take a little bit longer this time, given the size of the market cap, but I am expecting Bitcoin to be late November, early December, around $130,000. So,
heck yeah!
How about that for starting off?
Yeah, no, that's fantastic.
Fire, bro.
Let me ask you this: Do you worry? I talk about this a lot, but when we look at like the price action, do you worry about diminishing returns as you look at like doubling? Do you worry about that at all?
Yeah, that's factored in. So, I mean, I've been saying a $200,000 peak. So let me think. So Bitcoin peaked in 2011 at $32. It did a 40x from that to its 2013 peak, did a 20x from its 2013 peak to its 2017 peak, and 10x. This is what I'm expecting, about a 10x from its 2017 peak to its 2021 peak. And so I'm factoring in diminishing returns when I say that. Nice. And honestly, I mean, so we talk about market cap. We talk about how, all these trillions of dollars. Do you really think these trillions of dollars are going to be injected in? But it's one of those things where I'm looking at illiquid supply. Illiquid supply is at its all-time high. The amount of money that it takes to move Bitcoin 1% is not nearly as much as people are thinking. So when people think that Bitcoin are at $200,000 market cap, that's about $3 trillion, a little over $3 trillion for market cap. For a $200,000 price is about a little over $3 trillion market cap. It doesn't take $2 more trillion of money injected into the system for us to get up to a $3 trillion market cap. I think a lot of people think that that's the case. Yeah. That's not the case. It takes much less than that to get.
Explain that for the beginner. Explain the illiquid supply to the beginner. We have a lot of beginners that watch our show. Explain what you mean by illiquid supply.
Yeah, sure. Illiquid supply is the amount of Bitcoin that is held. So it's the amount of Bitcoin that is not moving, essentially. And it's a time frame of, I think, 3 months. It might be more than that. I think it actually might be 6 months. There's Bitcoin that is holding still, that's not moving. And so that, if I were to pull up a glassnode.com chart, which costs $800 a month for their subscription, so I don't subscribe to them, but you would see that the illiquid supply, the amount of crypto that's not moving, is higher than it's ever been. And so I expect that to still go up a little bit, and then after a peak in a few months to drop down, but then to continue climbing and reaching new all-time highs, which means that it's going to cause a supply shock over time, over the next 4 years, over the next 10 years, to where it takes much less. There's, people think that there's going to be less volatility. They ask all the time, is it going to be less and less volatile? I actually think it could be more volatile over time because of that. It's just going to take small amounts of entries to move the price higher or lower. So,
yeah, dude, I totally agree with that, right? I totally agree with the volatility. I've been telling Nick all the time that I think this next bear market will be more volatile than any other bear market we've ever seen. But with that being said, right, you're talking about these price predictions, you're talking about these market caps. Why do we not think, or why do you not think that a super cycle is possible from now on with these new price action that we're seeing?
You asking me? Okay, yeah, looks like it's me. Yeah. I just don't think we're ready for that. I think one day that time will come. I think we just need a couple more cycles, maybe not even next cycle, but the cycle after that at some point. I just think, especially given the opportunities, because you think through the smart money, they see movements up, wild movements up, as an opportunity to make money, but they also see wild movements down as an opportunity to make money too.
Yeah.
And so they're going to take those opportunities.
Yeah, I totally agree with you on that. I think that the other thing that I always factor in is that we are going to, and actually somebody said it in the chat. Ryan Bright said it in the chat. He said, "I think a black swan event will come."